How were you as a student, as a child?
Pretty average. I did not excel in my studies, which I found when I went to college that I should have definitely studied harder. I guess I had too much fun um, being involved in the Madrigal singing group at Bountiful High and those other activities that I mentioned earlier with some sports.
Did you play a musical instrument?
I attempted to play the trumpet, but I didn't really comprehend what the processes were, and didn't learn to read music, and maybe it's because I didn't have an instructor that was quite patient enough with me. So I never really learned how to play it well. Although I was in a band that marched in a couple of parades and we played some songs. And anyway, that was a fun time, but I guess I wasn't fully committed.
So when did you start playing guitar?
Started playing guitar maybe when I was 14 or 15. I think Terry started that when he lived with us. And so I got a liking for that. And so I would play folk songs from groups like the Kingston Trio, the Brothers Four, and other country folk groups like that.
Um, did you get an allowance when you were young?
Yeah, I don't remember the amount, but got a little bit of money. We never had, extravagant things. Had a basic house and that, and we had a car. And I had a bicycle and like that. We traveled some. I remember trips to California, at least one trip to Washington State, um, a trip to Nauvoo with my parents, and then I think it was later on when they went further east. They went all the way to Washington D.C.
So your sisters lived out that way.
I had my sister Darylyn living in Washington D.C. area.
She got married while you were on your mission?
She got married while I was on my mission, right? And I didn't visit them until on my return home from the mission. I stopped in D.C. Spent 2 days with them.
And Sandra was living where?
Sandra was living in California.
Before that?
Before that, her husband was a dentist. So they were married in 60 and went to dental school in Northwestern in Chicago and visited them twice during the time they were there. One time, my cousin Kent Miller and my dad and I got on a train and took the train to Chicago, spent a few days there, and then took a bus to Ohio to visit a longtime friend of my mother's. And he had his own little car lot, and he also had an airplane. So we went to the car auction with him and bought a car. And then he also took us flying in a small plane over the Lake Erie. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.